the Ikigai of your life. In other words, how can you find your life purpose? How can you find the reason why you were created? I say finding your Ikigai simply means that the purpose of your life, you have discovered it. Ikigai simply means that the reason for your being, the reason why God created you, you have found it. Your Ikigai, it means that you have a source of value of what gives meaning to your life. In other words, you are not directionless, you are not valueless, you have a value, you have ethics. There are things you can fall for, there are beliefs, there is a system that runs you. Finding your Ikigai also means that, there are certain things that is a purpose for your life, that is a reason why you can live. Beside that, you cannot pursue it. In other words, your life is meaningful when you are able to push for that Ikigai. And I said your Ikigai is what wakes you up early morning, what gives you hope, what motivates you, what drives you. Why do you wake up and say, today I must go to work? It's your Ikigai, it's your purpose. What makes you jump up every day in spite of all the challenges and in spite of all the obstacles you face, and you still remain purpose? You run against hope, you run against obstacles because you have a purpose, you have a goal you want to achieve. So basically we'll be dealing more on what I call Ikigai, that is purpose. Ikigai is based on what we call 4 cycles. 4 cycles. The cycle of passion, the cycle of mission, the cycle of vocation, and the cycle of profession. I come again. Your Ikigai centers around, the purpose of your life centers around 4 different things. That's why I call them cycles. How many of us remember that sometimes ago, early this year, we did, when we drew our goal and we did cycles and we did form 8 different cycles. How many can still remember? Upon which we should set our goals. You call them the wheel of life. The 8 cycles of life, the wheels of life. Okay, so Ikigai talks about them basically in 4. In the first cycle, it is called your passion, the cycle of passion. Your passion simply say, what do you love? As a human being, what do you love? What do you love to do is your passion. The second cycle is your cycle of your profession. In other words, what are you good at? What have you been skilled? What have you been trained? What have you qualified for to do? The third cycle is the cycle of your mission. The cycle of your mission simply talks about what the world needs from you. Your mission is about what you have in you that the world needs. And the fourth cycle is the fourth cycle I call the profession. In other words, what can you be paid for? What can you be paid for? I come again. Your Ikigai is centered around 4 cycles. Maybe like when we did setting goals and the cycles of life and the area. We did it one by one and we were drawing. But what I'm going to do is after this class, I'm going to send it to the platform for you to understand what we are saying. I say your mission or your passion number 1 is what do you love? What drives you? What is your motivating force? You call it your passion. Your mission is what are you in this world for? So what does the world need? Your vocation is what can you be paid for? What can you do and be paid for to earn a living? And your profession is what you are good at. It is what you are skilled at, what you've been trained at. So I summarize those cycles. Passion. What do you love to do? Mission. What are you good at? What can you do with ease? What can you do for the world around you? Your vocation. Your vocation is, what does the world need that you can do and be paid for? What can you be paid for and the world will pay money for it, the world will buy for it? Your profession. What special skill, what training, what profession is it that you have that people are willing to pay for? So I will pick them one by one. I know what I'm saying now is that a lot of people might be confused. So I will take them one after one. Your Ikigai. Your Ikigai is fulfilling your purpose, like I've said. Find your Ikigai. And to find your Ikigai, number one is passion. You must have a passion for something. Passion is Passion, your passion. So what is this passion that we are saying? So when we say find your Ikigai, find your passion, what are we asking you to do? We are asking you to find a link between your interest and your purpose in life, because that is what passion is. Passion is associated with your purpose in life. I say God created you perfectly to achieve a certain purpose in life. Remember when we were saying the 5 laws of purpose, we said every creation of God has a purpose in life. So you in particular, Joshua the pastor and Joshua the creator, each of you, God has given you certain things in life to be able to fulfill your purpose. So your passion is associated with your purpose. You have been crafted and empowered with all that you will ever need to succeed in your purpose. Your passion is your drive. So when we talk of your passion, what drives you? Your internal energy, your motivation, what activates you, what keeps the fire burning in you. That is your passion. With a passion, you can get a kickstart or a head start in life. In other words, you can just say, okay, by pursuing your passion, the chances are that you will likely succeed in life. By pursuing what you are motivated to do. Your passion is what you love to do. And if you want to find your purpose in life, you have to do what you love to do in life. Don't be doing what is frustrating you. Don't be doing what you don't have a passion for. When you are not interested in a particular thing in your life, it also shows that it is not in line with your passion. Your passion is what you do so easily and without stress. Your passion is what sets you aside and it sets you apart. I come again. Your passion is what sets you aside and it sets you apart. In other words, you are different from everybody. You do it with such an ease, with such finesse. Your passion is something you can jump at even if you are not being paid. There is somebody on this platform now who I am not paying, but because it's her passion, social media is her passion. You know, he's the one who is putting us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, putting me virtually in every social platform. During the week, I was just asking, I said, what is our performance? What are we doing currently on the social media? How wide is our reach? I'm not paying, but because she's passionate about it, it's what she loves doing. Do you sometimes wonder why I keep doing what I'm doing now? I'm not asking you to buy the class, to pay for the class. Even when I come, the only people I have for 30 minutes, I have only 4 people. Do you know what it is for those of us who are teachers or those of us who have a profession that addresses people? You get prepared and you start waiting for your people. Do you know what it is? If I am not passionate about it, I would have long given up. But it's what I love to do. It gives me life. It keeps me kicking. Passion. I say your passion leads you to success. You are successful when you are passionate in anything you are doing. I say your passion is the higher energies, is the activating force. Passion is the driving force. Passion will keep you going in the day of trouble. Passion will keep you going even in times of trouble. And we are in this time and we are in this season where passion. If you are not passionate about even that work, there are 1,001 reasons why you should give up. You wake up, either the sun is too hot, the day is too hot, or the rain is falling. If you are not passionate, you become a sluggard. But being passionate, your passion drives you. For scriptural references, you can just, at your convenience, check Proverbs 24, verse 10. You know what about it. So, I move on. So now we understand passion. So the first cycle we must learn in your Ikigai is the cycle of passion. In other words, what you love to do, what you can do with ease without stress is your passion. The second cycle is your cycle of mission. What is your mission? Your mission is what you love to do and also what you were created to do. You know, the word mission comes from missionary or missionaire, which means sent forth. How many of us remember in the book of Isaiah, where God said, I'm looking for a man to send. And Prophet Isaiah came and said, here I am, send me, sent forth. It means you were sent to do that thing. So your mission is what you love to do, not just what you love to do, but what you were created to do is your mission on earth. I said every creation is a solution to a problem. Every creation on earth is a solution to a problem. So your mission is to solve a problem. And that problem that you can identify, your mission will lead you to identify the problem you were created to solve. I say for every human being on earth, we were created for specific task. You have an assignment on earth. You were sent on earth here for that mission. Your mission is what you have in you that the world needs. The man who created you, he did not create you for a purpose. Remember, even the first creation, Adam and Eve, he gave them an assignment. That was their mission. To till the land, to recreate the world. That's their mission. Your mission could also mean your purposeful movement. In other words, your purposeful movement, that is your movement on earth, your movement on Mother Earth here while you are alive, in a purposeful direction, fulfilling purpose. I say mission is like, you can say being sent to a place for a purpose, being sent to a place for an assignment, being sent to a place to solve a problem. Jesus' mission on earth was to come and deliver eternity, to deliver humanity to eternity. Mission. So what are you sent here on earth to do? That's your mission. You may know your purpose, But you don't stop at knowing your purpose, you have to fulfill it. And for every mission, for you to fulfill your purpose, to fulfill your mission, it takes three steps. How many of us who work in companies? First us, Honeywell, you are welcome. It's been a long while. For instance, I don't know Honeywell, your company has a mission. You know, your company has a mission. For those of us who are tremites, we have a mission. 3Ds, we call it the 3Ds: to discover yourself, disciple, and deploy to make impact in the world. That is our mission. So every human being must have a mission. Now your mission is what you were sent to this earth, created to do. And every mission has three steps. Or for you to fulfill your mission on earth, there are three steps you must take. Number one, you have to create a plan. In other words, when you know what you were sent to do, you create a plan, your mission. In other words, how do I do it? Create a plan, that's number one. Outline the steps. So what must you do to execute those plans? And the third thing is to accomplish it. So your mission is a three-step thing in life: to create a plan, to break that plan into steps that you can action, and executing them. I come again. Your mission on earth is what you were sent on earth to do. And like this, everybody was created to solve a problem. So it's for you to identify that problem. When you identify that problem, you create a plan on how to solve that problem. As you create that plan, you move a step further, break it down to stages, break it into step by step. Then you accomplish it, you execute it. That's how to fulfill a mission. As a mission, it's also called your aim. You can also call it your assignment. You could also call it your purpose. You could call it your commission. You can call it your charge. Your charge, your assignment on earth. Your commission. The 12 disciples were commissioned to propagate the gospel. And for Christianity, we are still saying our mission is to go and disciple the world. Matthew 20, 18, 19, 20. That's our mission. I said a typical mission statement has three parts: your purpose, outlining the core values, setting future direction. Take, I don't want to use time again. Anybody, okay, can anybody just give me maybe your organization or use on? Even as human beings, we should have mission. That's the essence of this class. Can anybody just unmute and give me a mission? Either the mission of your office, the mission of your own company, the mission, Yes, Jonah, if you can unmute. Pastor J, unmute and give us your mission. If you don't have one, you have to create one. Today.
All right, sir.
We'll try to be very happy as possible. Mission.
I want to talk.
Okay. Go on.
I think I should talk about the mission of the company.
Good.
Right from the time, the mission of my own company, St. John's Word Communication, is to create is a marketing communication company.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marketing communication company right from the time, and the mission is to create affordable, very affordable marketing communication, or what you call advertising plan, and you know, advertising forms of advertising and mediums for small, medium, and micro companies, for starters, for small companies, and even the big companies. But majorly to be able to create platforms for small and medium companies, SMEs, to be able to create advertising platform and new ideas for them to be able to grow, advertise, and grow their companies without
Okay.
even having
Let,
the big
let
budget.
me help you summarize. Let me help you
Okay.
summarize. In other
Okay.
words, Sir Jones was created or was sent and commissioned to this world to create or to make communication easier and affordable to
God
the
bless you.
SMEs.
Easier for the SME. Yes, yes,
For the
yes,
SMEs. So, you
yes.
know, your mission should be maybe not marked a sentence or two sentences, but with key pivotal direction. Like I say a typical mission statement has three parts: its purpose,
Yes,
outline its core values, and setting future direction. So
yeah.
your purpose is to help small and medium SMEs. In which area specifically? In communication.
Getting the market.
Then the future target
Yeah.
or the direction you are creating, that is to make it affordable for them. Because a lot of these small businesses coming up will say, I cannot advertise. I don't have money for advertisement. But you are set out, your mission is to make that affordable and create platforms for them. Mission. Okay. Is somebody else going to talk about mission? Or at least with this explanation, we can capture what mission is. So that I can go to the next one. I can go to the next one. The next one you have, I've said you have passion. Everybody understand passion now. Mission, I think you understand mission. The third one is vocation. 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 To find your purpose, you need to have a vocation. You need to have a vocation. What is a vocation? A vocation could be your employment, it could be your occupation, it could be your career. A strong desire or leaning for a certain career, you are leaning towards a certain career or a course of action. Your vocation could be a divine call, it could be a business, it could be a pursuit. In summary, your vocation is your service to God for the world. In other words, your service to God, because God created you in this world, it is your service. You are doing it for God, but to the world. You render a service, you render an activity, you create a job or you an action for the world, but you are doing it for God. Do you wonder why Bible said it say even as slaves? It says slaves should work as if it is their calling, if it is their vocation, because they are doing it for God. They should obey their masters. In other words, even when you are employed, you should serve that employer with all your heart because you are doing it for God. So our vocation is a service to God, but to the world. In other words, we are serving the world, or we are serving God through the world. I hope I'm making some sense. Your vocation is a service you render to the world, but you're actually doing it for God because God has given you the ability, He has given you the skills and the creativity. Remember, and God is always after people with vocation. Remember where is it Joshua Abi Bezalel? He gave him specially Bezalel. He said the son of Zor. You see, go have equipped him with all sorts of craft skills to be able to help Moses to build the ark. to build the nation. He said everything he needs, he gave it to somebody. So God gives craft, skills, gives vocation to people to make this world a better place. That's why some people will be a goldsmith, some people will be a carpenter, some people will be a driver. Each one is serving God. Your vocation is a service to God for the humanity. You are not seeing God in it, but you must see God in it. But you are doing it to man. He said, but do it to man. That man, do it to him as if you are serving God. That's what our vocation is. I said vocation is how God called you to serve him in the world. In other words, after creating you in the world, he has a particular way for you to serve him while you are on earth here. The guy who is a driver, that is vocation. He's serving God by driving people. So don't be too wicked or harsh on the master that you are driving, irrespective of what you go through him, endure. Because what are you doing? It is the skill God gave you to serve him. You are serving God through vocation. Your vocation is a meaningful work you are engaged in. Your vocation is an activity where you make a regular earning or living. Because get this point very clear, because I'm going to differentiate between your vocation and your job. There are certain things I'm going to talk about, because somebody would ask me, because if somebody will, I know Joshua like asking questions. For instance, Joshua is a pastor, but he's also an accountant. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to explain these things, and he will understand why the accounting is there and why his calling is also a different thing. An activity where you make a regular earning or living, but remember, through it you are serving God, because God gave you the ability not just to earn money, but also, as it were, to be useful to the world which God created. I say vocation is God's way of governing and providing care for his creation through human beings. I come again. Vocation is God's way of governing and providing care for his creation through human beings. Do you understand why the Bible will tell you that there is no leader in position without the approval of God? And he said, pray for your leaders. You see, God gives people opportunity. He gives them, even the politicians, they see it as a vocation. But God puts them there so that they can bring stability, they can bring orderliness to provide care for people, for human beings. So your vocation, I come again, is God's way of governing and providing care for his creation, for the world, through human beings. God, so now you can understand, you serve God through your vocation, because it's God's way of creating care for people, providing and governing and putting order and integrity and stability on earth. We are not in an animal kingdom, so he gives people various vocations. So I'm sure we are getting it clear. We understand what it is, that our Ikigai, our final purpose, is through the cycle of passion, through the cycle of mission, and now through the cycle of vocation. We understand them and we can talk about it. So before I go to okay, let me just quickly talk about profession. So in other words, to fulfill purpose on earth here, you need to have a passion, you need to know your mission, you need to have a vocation, and you need to have a profession. Profession, what is profession? Your profession is a formal qualification, a formal training in a particular field, and it's a field of endeavor. It is a field created by God to enhance humanity, to develop his society. So God will always, he will create. Just 1 minute. Let me sip water. For God to govern the kingdom of God on earth here. He framed down